and Twitch.
The
So
match starts in 1 minute. The match
Oh,
starts in 1
okay.
minute.
All right, I'm gonna move him up.
I get a lot of.
Okay, so that's our good fellow moved up. So I want you to give me a 10-second proper countdown, Fabian, and then I can start the clock as soon as you hit 1. All right?
Yes, correct.
So here's the Terran Republic, and back to, unlike the last Smash we did, we do have a lot of ESFs. Everyone will have pulled their ESF, and you might have a couple of Liberators, and we may have 1 or 2 Galaxies, but it's all about flying to your objective as fast as possible. That's the sort of noob-friendly introduction done. From now on, we're just going to go full pace ServerSmash, and I'm sure if you don't understand what's going on, you can just say so in chat, and someone will help you.
10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Match start, match start. Good luck, everyone.
And that's it, 2 hours to go. Here we go. Miller immediately leaving at the warp gate. I assume all the VS and Scythes are doing the same?
Yeah, well, there's all the galaxies are waiting. Okay, now they're moving out.
Okay.
It's a really slow start from the VS.
Maybe they don't understand what go in English is, I don't know. But the fact is, one of the dangerous things when you leave the warp gate is the fact that you ran into other people really easily.
Yeah.
And you gotta check the minimap here, there's so many things flying off. And you things you ram into people and you can die, and it's like, it's so frustrating.
So, the VS... This is really interesting. There's 6, 7 galaxies pushing the...
Really? Galaxies? So the first fighting we can see is over attack on storage, and it's basically just people bailing to grab on the capture point and then just opening air battle in the skies.
It looks like there's a huge force going to Jahari Cove. I'm not sure if these guys are full or not, but...
Down in the south, you say?
Yeah.
Oh, yep, we see the galaxies. Oh, one galaxy just got bumped!
Oh no,
the second galaxy just got bumped! Whoa.
In time.
I hope they're not bailing out their galaxies. Alright, so they flew. So they didn't use scythes, they flew their people. Flying not on a scythe is typically slower. The only reason you would do that is if you were bringing maxes in. We see the the VS, the purple guys, they've got themselves Jahari Cove. We'll look at the map in a second. TR's gone really heavy into tack on storage. You got multiplier, yeah, we got kind of harassers and infantry. Right.
So, they've dumped, like, an entire platoon here, and there's 1% TR.
So
this is really strange to me watching this. Like, there's maxes and infantry, and there's completely non-contested.
The story is, look at Woodman, right? Woodman ASC is a very important base because we talked about the multiple lane connections. We're going to zoom out and have a look at the big map here. TR, only 1 to 12 currently going at Fallbridge Chemical, uncontested. Jonker J993, Terran, 2 squads, uncontested. Woodman ASC, 2 to 4 squads, that's like a platoon size. Woodman ASC, uncontested. Nason's Defiance,
yeah.
Dumped. But the problem is, even if they grab all those capture points, the TR that are at Nason's, if they hold down 1 point, they can stall it. That's a 4-minute base capture. 3 bases are going to go through on the eastern flank before Nason's gets there, and that's assuming they get to keep it. Hack on storage, that's a big fight as well, going on 2 minutes, equal numbers. Both the other bases that were contested are ticking through. You can see Hurricane Southern Depot, that's either an Air Force or the TR tried to do an interdiction blade. Tack on storage we saw was TR, and then the VS have got a massive force at Jahari Cove. You're right, 48 to 96 plus, that's almost like half their force.
I don't know what they're doing down there, to be honest. It's so weird. Okay, so TR are dropping on Nason's Defiance. They've dropped at least a squad on top of B point. And they're slowly pushing inside. There's a lot of maxes. The commander's using a lot of maxes, which is nice to see.
I don't see how the population's equal Hurricane. The TR have got air control, they've got vehicle control. West Bastards got 3. The TR's already in Hurricane Amp Station about to set up. Populations on Nason's Defiance is growing. Look, Fallbridge Chemical still uncontested, Bunker's still uncontested, Woodman's uncontested. You can't get the VS can't leave Jahari Cove that quickly. They'll get it, but the fact is tack on storage. Oh, you know what? the TR could even go to Jahari and try and steal it, but that probably won't happen. The thing is, once tack on storage goes through, the TR can shift down south and go for Root House Distillery, and that can cut off this VS force at Jahari.
I don't understand why they're still there. They should have redeployed immediately.
You don't need that many people, though. That's the thing.
So, Nation's Defiance has been stopped on the cap timer. Currently, VS have 1 point and TR have 2, so it's now an 8-minute timer. So that base cap has been stopped.
That works for the TR,
Woodman's-
right? You just want to stall Nason's out so you can grab the other bases.
Yeah, and Woodman's is a 1-minute cap timer, and I think that base is going to go through unless they drastically redeploy over there.
So
I'm
currently
loving
looking at Nason's.
the air battles anyway. There's a hell of a lot of air, which is nice to see again.
Seeing mostly TR. Where is the VS main air force at the moment?
I don't know. I can only see TR flying around in the
Yeah.
sky.
So, you know, I see lots of TR and TR staying in the air. What I don't see is VS. Now, if you look at population control, equal populations. It is equal pops, guys. This isn't like TR have brought more.
49.
And Woodman ASC is going to go through for the TR. This is an incredibly important base. And are they going to leapfrog? So this is the capture point. There's nobody on the capture point at Woodman AC. They decided to leave.
Just gone.
And the thing is, look at this. Have they got... Yes, they've got people at Moss Ridge. They've got people at... Oh, they don't have people at Ixtab. But they've got Moss Ridge Command, so they're ready for that one to flip through. As soon as Fallbridge goes through, they'll get construction at Omega, and they'll go for Bridgewater shipping.
That's Woodman taken. That's Bunker taken.
All the bases. And look at this. I was right. So the attack and storage forces moved to Root House Distillery. They've cut off the entire VR's force at Jahari. They're going to have to come back and do that save.
Yep. And at the minute, they're still at Jahari Cove.
Alright, we need to go check that out. Alright, I'm currently having a quick peek. Miller's bringing more reinforcements. He can Valkyries and Air Force. And the problem is the Valkyries, they've got close air support. So Miller's got that sort of force multiplier effect here when they've got the guns, they've got the weapons, they've got all the kind of Air Force shooting when they need to. And all the China side Thunder players are just going around as heavy assaults trying to fire rockets. It's horrendous. Let's go check out Jahari Cove. What's going on here? Alright, Jahari Cove, finally the numbers are dropped. Yeah, because they've gone back to Root House.
So, Nascent is getting cleared up like crazy. The TR are just bunkered down now and just clearing up the points. The VS are still trying to push into C Point though. There's a lot of forces here and they're deploying beacons to get down here. Slowly trying to push back into B Point, but they're kind of at a stalemate at the minute.
Well, one thing that the VS have done, they've realised the threat of Distillery and they've redeployed in. Population numbers, it's not 70%! 70% have dumped in here. They've still got some numbers going for Gahan Southern Crossing, and it's just a huge infantry push from the spawn room. This isn't technically how you play ServerSmash, because by dumping 70% here, you don't have it elsewhere. To judge your response, right? But I tell you what, if the VS were smart, they could go to attack on storage after this, Root House Distillery, and safeguard their flank and maybe push back.
So the VS are bunkered in underneath a B Point. But they don't seem to be pushing towards the point. They're kind of farming for whatever reason.
Check this out. TR has abandoned Hurricane Amp. VS is currently going for it because there's no value. And there's a harassment force of TR at Cairn Station. And by that I mean small numbers, flipping the points, making sure attacking can't be done, and forcing the enemy defenders, that's the VS, to send more population there to try and save it. TR's also going for Ixtab Power Reg 1 to 12, small numbers, Moss Ridge, small numbers, Omega... construction at Omega is cut off, so they have to fly in there. That's going through, and Bridgewater's going through. The entire eastern flank. Did nobody tell Thunder this is like there's an east to this map?
I don't know.
This. Oh dear, man. This
Maybe
is a
their
2-hour
compass
smash.
is broken.
All right, we'll see. We'll see. Right, let's go get to this base and check out Charlie.
I'm still trying to figure out what's happening at Nascents. The VS is still in the same place where I saw them last.
Well, the thing about Nascents is it's not who's got the most capture points. It's whoever's got general control. So at the moment the TR captain, because they have 2 capture points compared to the VS's 1, right? But the VS just needs to grab 1 capture point at the last moment, and then it's their base. And with the amount of effort they've put into Nascents, they have to take this base. It'd be criminal. In TR, they're getting so much for letting the pop sink here, that for them to take at the end would be a huge victory early on. Oh, hang on a second. What's going on with the map? Is it not? Is it 44? No, territory control is 4451. Why is the map update not updating? Is your map score updating, dude?
No.
You want to try refreshing or playing with that, or do you want to try? Because the game clock is going to be very difficult to sync if we don't have any other way. We need to figure the score system.
It's updated on the widget, but it's not updated on the overlay.
See an OBS, right? Try messing with it, like opening it, closing it, repasting the link, that type of stuff. See if you can get an update on the website, or yeah, because you can copy paste that into a browser. See if it updates on the browser. I'm just out of curiosity. So I can grab it from a browser with a fix. TR 96%. You can see this is the other thing we're talking about. They've redeployed huge forces at the very end. When it gets down to the last 10-15 seconds, this is where you redeploy. This is where you bring in maximum numbers. You guarantee the capture. VS have been wiped from here. They can't do anything. They can't grab the capture points, and boom, that's it. They grab the base.
Nascent Defiance is taken.
And
I just posted you the link on Discord for the. I just reposted it into the browser source and it's now working again. Don't know why. 44:52.
There we go. We did the link. Is it going to give me a correct date? Yes, it's correct numbers. Hooray! There we go. Scoreboard system. Okay, so if you check out Hurricane Amp Station for me, I'm going to go to Gannon Southern Crossing because that's the one place the VS are currently actually making progress. Oh well. When you go too fast in the observer camera, it kind of freaks out.
I just died in observer cam by a vehicle spawn.
Wow, that's impressive.
I didn't even know it was possible.
Alright, so Gannon Southern Crossing, VS have got. Well, they're gonna grab the base, but they got so much population dumped here. I mean, that's fine.
So the VS are currently stacked on point at Hurricane Amp Station, and there is not a lot of TR ground in sight. It's all just air. It's just Mozzies and Valkyries flying around. Unless TR do something drastically, I don't know if they're going to be able to take this base.
So, alright. If we have a quick peek at the rest of the map, okay. The VS are pushing south. They took Johari Cove, they took Gannon Southern Crossing. There's nothing stopping them going back to Tackle Storage, but Cairn Station is being properly contested for, and that opens up the whole centre, so the VS need to lock that down. What can the VS do at Gannon Southern? They can go for the tech plant. And you can see the population is actually pushing into the tech plant. But the issue is, tech plants are very difficult bases to take. You know, and I don't see the TR giving that one away. That's kind of like the large outposts and the big towers like we're looking at right now at Cairn Station. These are supposed to be the bulwark. Like, you've taken the small bases, but you can go no further. Yeah, that doesn't seem to be the case. Small numbers of TR on BC, and they're grabbing A.
So TR are just shooting the infantry on the point. They're not even trying to push in there. So maybe they're just now the TR is farming. I don't really understand why.
Okay, come to Hurricane Amp Station. VS is playing big time on the base. The external shields are down, so base people can get into the building. The VS are playing maximum infantry, no multipliers. TR is firing their aircraft on the outside. They're trying to rise some Sunders to the capture building. Oh my god, the rocket spam on the cap point. There's like medics rezzing everywhere. But the problem is all the splash damage when TR does choose to push, it's a whole 60 seconds. Oh, and they're being smashed by that Mozzie.
Was such a bad idea by taking the shields down.
Well, the TR probably did it rather than the VS.
Well, yeah, maybe that's true.
But there's still no infantry though. That's the important thing. TR splashing them out, but all the medics are rezzing up, all the VS on the capture point.
Oh man, it's 50 seconds. This is a slaughter.
And the thing is, you know what's got me is both the vehicle terminals are actually hacked in Vanu, but like 2 or 3 guys pulling out Sunders. Like if you pull out a Sunder right now, that TR Sunder is destroyed because it's on the pad. You pull out a Sunder, you've got a big tanky thing, you can kill the infantry, but they're not doing it.
So they're trying to push on the point and steal the base cap.
Yep.
Just realised what they're trying to do. There's 3 seconds, they've got to get in there, and they're pushing up the stairs. I think they're going to do this. 20 seconds. There's a TR just pushed on the point.
Oh, that's it. This is it.
Oh, here they come. They're just clearing the VS.
VS has no
It's going to be a
spawns,
base
no
still
logistics.
for the TR.
Yep.
Res nades out, zombies.
No, it's not enough. Not with that many. Not when you're dead and you're being camped. I don't believe it. The VS had the V-pads. They could have stopped the TR on their treads like a minute before this happened.
I can't believe they just lost it. That's it. It's a TR base cap. They stole it from the VS.
Volgu,
That is
that's
really
Desperate
good
Group.
play.
Well, that's probably Desperate Group and Volgu. I mean, that's brutal. Okay, so the VS saved Gurney Dam. They're going for Ganon Tech Plant. Brewhouse Distillery being ghost capped by a small number of TR. You see the VS has saved Cairn Station, but they've abandoned it, so they don't have any defenders there. Bravata PMC is down to 1 minute and 20 seconds. What? Bravata PMC is a large outpost, in case anyone's not aware. The VS is just... They're not fighting on the eastern lane at all. I wonder if like a platoon was told you're responsible for the east and they just didn't bother turning up.
That's such a good base cap at Hurricane. That was well done. Really well done. So,
Oh my God.
there's still... The VS are not defending the east flank at all.
Okay, it goes as far as Xtab Power and that's it. There's nobody on the extreme flank.
I don't understand. They need at least a squad here defending the ghost cap.
Alright, so they're saving Gurney Dam. Ganon looks like the TR has stopped and is beginning to save. It's a difficult base to get. Looks like Root House is kind of going back and forth. Cairn Station, wow, 24-48 at Cairn Station. Maybe they're redeploying. Probably they've spawned back out from Hurricane Amp and getting ready to redeploy and go somewhere else. I don't know, man. Bravata is going to go through. This base should take at least half an hour to take with maximum pressure. It shouldn't just go uncontested. This is a large outpost uncontested, and this is what we're talking about at the beginning. Is China Thunderside up to the match? Are they going to play this? And I don't think so. I heard that their main force commander was hurt, and that's why his squad or outfit isn't playing today, which is why the number's only 200 and not like 250. And I wonder who the reserve FC is, and I wonder about the PL distribution, because it just feels to me that even if Miller's bringing lots of raw recruits and new people, if the backbone organizational structure of go here, fight there is there, then it works. And it doesn't seem like the Thunder has that. I mean, Bravata PMC just goes through. What does that mean? It means the Xtab Power Water Purification is up for contestation, and that's an easy single point. It means that Eastern Substation is up for contention, small isolated bases, and then that allows you to move down to Moonlight Tech. I mean, hell, Zot's North Garden's going to go through. It's a ghost cap. There's nobody there.
I can't understand why they're not defending the east flank. I can't get my head around it. It's absolutely crazy.
Attack on storage VS is going for it. Let's go check out how their attack's working there.
So I'm at Ixtab Power Egg, and there's not really much happening, but there is 2 squads of VS here.
So
You need
here's
to
the game.
redeploy quicker. Then it's just like, this is a common thing that we see on all these Smash events. People just don't redeploy when they realize they're not needed somewhere.
Alright, so here's the conundrum, right? The China players, Thunder, they're inside the capture point, which is a raised elevator platform attacking storage. That's good, right? That's pretty good. We have a deployed Thunder on the outside, so he's not using the rear garage, which is safe from air attacks. So that's a negative. I'd rather prefer to see him on the inside, because it means he can't be shot at by vehicles and aircraft beating him up. And that's not their main spawn logistics. But they have other Sunders. They were at the space before the TR turned up, and none of them drove up the staircase. You can drive up the staircase, and the spawn Sunder is going to be defended, and you can get a vehicle, a multiplier, into the cap building. Because you see how TRs are surrounding the capture point and slowly eking their way in. If you can get a vehicle in here with double anti-infantry kind of grenade launcher type weapons, you can just pound the doors and nobody comes in.
So Gurney Dam's going to be a cap for TR in 45 seconds. They are literally pummeling the spawn room. Now the VS are doing a sneaky and they're coming in the other spawn room, but I'm not sure whether it's going to be enough for them to be able to push back. There's a Lightning and a Sunday defending on the east side here of the point.
This is what we mean by multiplier. See, this is what TR is doing. TR Miller has brought Sunders. They have a Sunder over there on watching the spawn room, so anything comes out gets plastered by that guy. And then over here we have a Sunder that's basically being a tank. It can block the door, and if we check the guns setup, we see both anti-infantry guns, known as kobolds. And the TR is not actually in the capture building, they're outside controlling the external area. And that's the difference. The Thunder is inside the cap building, for example, at Tacon, rather than fighting or controlling the external of the base. And that's how you get the capture. That's how you get it.
Well, that's a base cap for TR.
Oh, the outfit names are juicy.
The
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, like, it's definitely TR showing they're such an organised force. It's incredible how well and they're working together, and they're not using too much of something that's not needed as well.
So
you can see that.
I thought this 2 hours would be a long game time, would be a slow, grueling grind towards the warp gate with one team perhaps dominating the other, but this is so fast, this might be done in the hour. Miller may legitimately push, because with tackle and storage, they can go root house, go to Bytol and Bytol Biolab. Biolab's a quick captures, and you can get into the warp gate. Well, VS, however, they're back at the Ganon tech plant. They're actually going anywhere, but they're back there. Dude, Zot's North Garden was ghost capped. Now Zot's Abatorium is ghost capping as well. At least Eastern is being defended by the VS, and Ixtab power water purification hasn't gone through either, and Ixtab power regulation has been saved. So I mean, that's some positives, but
I'm just wondering whether the VS are going to start defending from the Biolab, because they know they can easily defend it. But the thing is, they're going to take Eastern Substation soon. I know from the VS, and they're going to cut them off at the Ziggurat, and that's going to bypass the Biolab anyway. So it's, I'm not really sure what's going on. I would have expected them to defend from that side.
At the tech plant, right? At the tech plant, the VS have. Oh, wow, the shields are actually down. The vehicle shields are down. It's probably not a great thing. Yeah, you want to do that, Arnold? I'll be right back.
So I'm going to head over to the tech plant here. Looks like it's going to be
because the vehicle shields are down, and this is the VS that's done this. It means that their Sunders in the back spawn area are down, destroyed. Oh, now the shields are back up. That actually saves them, because TR shouldn't have repaired that, because now they can't shoot at the Sunders in the tail section of the tech plant.
There is a crazy fight going on currently at the point with Maxes and TR dying left, right, and centre here. But the TR have just pushed in and cleaned it up, and they're back on the point. So
the Sunders act as like spawn points. If you've got one person in the Sunder, because you can't deploy a Sunder in the tech plant, you can spawn in if you have one guy in. And if you've got a platoon, you can shuffle them around, and that gives you spawn logistics. You can't get fresh maxes, but you can do multipliers. But the thing is, if this was Miller, I guarantee you there would be at least 1 or 2 Sunders on the capture point. You can actually drive Sunders up the staircases into the capture point. And that's how you do it. That's how you maximize cheese and get those extra multipliers. And Miller's just come here and says, nah, you're not having the base. Boom, 96+. They just nip this in the bud. And they can afford to do that, though, because they've got... See how Gurney Dam's been recaptured 2440? That's because Tier's gone to the tech plant, said, no, you can't have it. And then once they've saved that, then they'll go back and resecure all their other lanes.
Talking of Sundays on the point, there's someone trying to get one up the stairs at the minute. Cobalt Sunday incoming.
See? That's how you do it. This is maximum cheese right here.
And he's in. That's some good driving.
That is the difference between... This is what I mean by tactical gameplay. How are you going to take this base? Are you just going to sit there and infantry up on the balcony? Or are you going to learn how to drive the Sundra up to the cap point and then watch the faces of the Chinese as they come up the staircases and going, hey, how you doing? Now I got a kobold here. Screw you. And then just blap them all.
So the VS are currently coming in the back doors.
Really? They're still here?
There is a massive platoon incoming from this side right now.
That's a huge... Alright, let's see whether or not the Sunder does any work.
I'm just stood here and no one's seen me
There's
yet.
no one in the Sunder. It's unmanned. Oh, they abandoned the Sunder. This is maybe an instance of TR. They left the base too soon.
A TR fail at the minute.
Oh
They've just pushed in and there's no TR to be seen. They just thought, oh,
it's done.
You know,
there's like that one stealth Sunder that was spawned in the corner, and like the Air Force has come back. It's too late now. You have to repeat the whole process, and it's not a 7-minute base capture now; it's a 3-minute base capture. So props to the VS for going for the tech plant, but it's still only one base. I mean, the Gurney Dam cap, they're still getting that. That's positive. Except power reg, I think it's TR is grabbing that, and you see there's some VS and there's minimum forces around Zots and Hurricane Amp, small numbers. So all the fighting right now is happening around Tack and Storage and Ganon Tech.
Except power reg is where the fight is off from the tech plant at least, but I don't see them taking power reg anytime soon.
So I'm guessing the Miller Air Force, I think, the QRF type kind of support. They've got their anti-infantry in those cannons. Tier's coming along the balcony. Oh,
here they go, farming that balcony.
So you got 2 squads watching the staircase. I don't think there's enough China's watching the balcony side. I think Tier could push in on the upper platform if they wanted to.
They've got TR have got at least 2 squads about to push into that balcony, and the Banshees covering them as well. I think they're just waiting for the Banshees to just soften them up a bit before they push in.
Banshees, the anti-infantry nose gunning, if anyone's wondering.
I really do see a lot of VS here, though. There's still a lot of
2
VS
minutes.
here.
SCU's
inside.
overloaded. The SCU is the spawn unit that allows the defenders to spawn in the spawn room, but the TR have got deployed Sunders and everything set up, so that's not really going to hurt them. The issue is the VS don't have control of the outside the base, they have control only of the inside, which means it's going to be a desperate push, but if they get wiped, then that's it, they're wiped.
I think they're holding the balcony. I don't think TR have got enough to be able to push in there.
Alright, where are the numbers right now? So it's 50-50 numbers, but the defenders have the sort of defender advantage, because there's a lot of Air Force here skewing the numbers.
Wow, 48 to 96.
They've abandoned attack on storage.
Attack on storage.
Yeah, the attack on, they've abandoned it. The TR's coming here.
Well, it would make sense, but it might be... Oh, no, okay, they're coming up the balcony. Never mind, they're about to clear them out. They realised coming from one side wasn't good enough, so they decided to come from both sides. And the VS are getting wiped out of the balcony. They're not quite on the point yet, but they know that they need to clear the balcony to be able to take the point anyway.
You could clear this with 10 seconds.
Yep. So they're pushed onto point now. There's about 5 or 6 players around the point. They're flanking round and...
Light assaults, the TR hopping from behind. And C4ing their own players. that was a nice idea. Okay, now are you actually going to leave people here? Because this is an element, it's a good time to talk about tempo gameplay. The VS have bought themselves 6 minutes of tempo at Gannon Tech Plant. That means it's going to take the Terran Republic 6 minutes to fully save Gannon Tech Plant before they can then go back and counterattack Gahannan Southern Crossing. So how many... The VS could totally abandon Gannon Tech Plant and use that 6 minutes to dump population on attack on storage, or maybe Gurney Dam or Hurricane Amp, you know, that type of thing, because they know their western lane is secure for 6 minutes. The TR, however, can't abandon this lane like the VS is because they have to keep some people behind to defend it. Otherwise, what happens is what we've just saw. VS comes immediately back, seeing no defenders, and it's a 3-minute base cap, not a 7-minute base cap. So we'll see what the China does.
The VS are pushing in, but TR have got air up and they're killing the Sundays.
Doing it again? No, that's the wrong approach. Don't do this, China. Like, yeah. They should use this advantage. Right, if they're gonna get attack on storage, that's fine. But I just feel like the numbers could be better used elsewhere. You're now. If it didn't
they're
work,
getting wiped anyway, mate. Oh no, they are coming in.
Well, if they just
they're
push,
coming in. They're coming onto the point. I don't know where the forces come from.
I bet the TR left again.
TR have left again, yeah.
Oh my lord.
This is so stupid.
The TR needs to find all the spawn sunders on all the options. Like the Air Force that's outside. They are clearly spawning in from some stealth sunder, somewhere on the south, and the TR hasn't wiped that out.
They didn't learn from the
now
first
it's
time.
a minute. It's like 2 times. Now it's a minute and a half
really
capture.
Want this, don't they?
Yeah, and the thing is, they're going to get attack on as well. So I mean, in that respect, it's fine. But the rest of the map is kind of an issue. All right, so they're contesting Gurney Dam. That's nice. But Zotz is still kind of not in a great place.
1 minute 20 on the tech plant now, and the VS are now pushing back onto the balcony where they were before. The TR are slowly pushing back in, but
see. Alright, here's another thing to take into consideration. Most of these players are playing from China, that they're used to playing on the West Coast servers, but they're now playing on a United States East Coast server. And all the European players are also playing on said East Coast server. That is where Jeager is, okay? So there's definitely an issue of latency. You don't want to try and poke around corners and, you know, gunfight people the traditional way you might do on your live server, because the latency will get you killed behind a corner. What is the best solution to counter that? Multipliers, sunders, tanks, splash damage, just volumes of fire in a general area. So this will work in the Chinese favor probably if they just mass infantry surge into one area. Whoever's got the biggest blob of units.
So 30 seconds left on the tech plan. I don't see any TR. Well, okay, there is some coming up the stairs right now.
Balcony as well, but this is much
a last-ditch
closer.
effort. They know they can't lose this. They just need to contest the point, and then they need reinforcements. They're trying.
Oh, the VMP to point.
12 seconds.
Shields. They're on the big gun.
10.
Here comes the run. Big gun, all going. And in.
They're pushing in. Contested. They stopped the cap.
Both sides, they crushed it at 7 seconds. Now, can the TR Please stay and defend this. Find the spawn
nice.
center. Oh, counter push for the VS coming up from the double stairs.
Yeah, from both sides. Oh man, this is an epic fight going on right now. There's a couple of Maxes pushing in as well. The TR are kind of pushed into a corner right now. They need to get up on the balcony.
Oh, but the TR's using the consoles as cover though. VS are running into the death. You just basically look at the door and hold down the fire button. That one VS Max though.
Yeah, he's still alive. He's still holding. His body's going left, right, and centre right now.
Isn't there a rule that says no anti-infantry maxes, and isn't that an anti-infantry max?
All I can see is smoke and resonates.
It's
man.
ticking. That one
TR
VS Max.
have been wiped? Yes, they have.
37 seconds. That's a big
There's
catch.
one guy,
The
one
Max
TR
did
in
it
the
though.
corner.
The Max did all the killing though. He made a big impact there.
Yeah. There's a couple of TR here. I don't know if they've got enough to be able to
No,
hold
but 24 seconds. Because the time it takes to spawn and run back is about 40 seconds.
This is one thing I'm seeing a lot with the VS is the resonades are really, really just being spammed like crazy. It's really good from the VS.
But
They're keeping
thing
those
is,
guys up.
So think about the nana investment that the VS are doing right here. All the consumables, maxes, guns, that type of stuff.
So TR are back on the point. And they've taken the point and now they're cleaning the VS off. Oh wow.
Wow, that was close.
This is arena style fighting to the core. This is awesome.
I mean, it's so close. The VS doesn't want to give up, and I can appreciate that. But all right, so can the VS maximize this? Well, they've sucked in so much pop because they're basically playing the game. It's a 96 plus by both sides. Royal Rumble in the Gahanan tech plant. All right, so who's left outside the map? You see, the TR have actually pushed up to Eastern Substation. They've grabbed it, and they're grabbing Jeager, which will cut off the Biolab. They're grabbing the Biolab, they're grabbing Sabotorium, they're getting Ixtab Power Reg, they're getting Ixtab Water Purification, they're getting Hurricane Southern Depot. They're losing Fort Drexler. So the fact is the VS are mega pushing 2 lanes, but there are more than that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 other lanes in contention, not including the tech plant and Fort Drexler.
I can't believe they managed to take the tech plant back after all that. I think that was a 6-second cap left, and they managed to get back on the point.
Okay, so definitely the TR's now going the way they were coming, and they're looking for the spawn option, whether it's beacons and sunders. That's got to be it. That's got to be the spawn logistics now for the VS gone. Yeah, and the population is crashing.
Yeah, so TR finally realised, like, hey guys, you know, we need to find the Sunday that's been hiding the whole time here.
So there's a small VS force that's at Fort Drexler, small-ish. They're trying to take back the Charlie capture points. No, the TR's got that, so that it makes this a 10-minute base cap. It's going to take a long time. Ooh, Valkyrie drop. He's even fixing his Valkyrie.
Well, I think that's a resecure for TR. However, they aren't getting the Jennies back up for whatever reason for the SEU.
So the thing is, right, if you're going to take a large outpost, the way it typically works is it's very easy for, like, just as we saw as the tech plant, right? You see how it took 7 minutes, and that 7 minutes is enough time for the town to spawn in and try and save it. And that's the same with Drexler. Multi-points means you can't defend one area, which is making it very easy for the VS. It's an open base, requires vehicles, multipliers, that type of stuff. So you need to pressure in like 4 bases to stretch out the defenders so that you can then force the capture on, for example, Drexler. That is difficult when you're on... Go ahead.
There's a galaxy coming from the VS and more Sundays and Lightnings. They really want this tech plant.
No.
Yeah, they're pushing another armor column back in. There is at least 2 squads here that I can see on the map.
Oh my god.
They're pushing back into the same way.
VS has an advantage here. They have like they had a full 6-minute safe lane where they could have moved over. They could dump population on Drexler. They could dump on Huracan. They could go back to Gurney Dam. Like Lambda's now under contention. It's just all right. You didn't capture the base. Bad luck. But at least you've earned yourself 6 minutes of free time in the lane to go somewhere else or do something productive.
They're not giving up, man.
But no. Let's just charge.
They're
gung-ho
pushing
to the point.
Into the point now. I'm following the VS push in. They're going back up the stairs, and they're going to be on the point again. Now, is the TR defending? They have some guys here. Okay, there's at least a squad here defending, which is good.
It's enough to...
VS...
Yeah, the thing is, the VS, if they're going to come here, they need to come in here uncontested and set up. If they could get 2 or 3 Sunders up, like the TR one did, that would be a huge benefit.
Yeah. So, they're coming... VS are coming in balcony and they're coming in stairs, and they're slowly cleaning in the TR off the point. They are taking the point now.
Yeah, but... nah. They were
I can't
contesting
believe
it,
this.
but...
They're going to take it, I think. Or
the
maybe
balcony...
not, actually. No.
Oh, look, the TR's got a harasser up.
Yes, they have.
And it's got a marauder. That's the anti-infantry grenade launcher, so yeah, that's going to be hilarious.
He's shooting the balcony.
Oh, he's balcony, yep. And this is what I mean by multiply. You can't have a normal infantry gun that does this. But you drive up a harasser? Yeah, just spam them.
I would have said they would have been better getting 2 harassers on the point and staying here until the cap was complete.
You know, I've spent a lot of time at Gehannon. Let's go check out some of the other bases, what's going on elsewhere. So
Ixtab is being taken by the TR currently with a 5-minute timer.
Right, checking out Fort... Yeah, go ahead.
Finally have decided to defend the east flank at the ziggurat because they know they're going to cut the biolab off.
The TR is saving Fort Drexler, so that's not going anywhere. Hurricane Southern Depot is captured by the TR, or saved, or whatever. Outpost Lambda, that's the next one. There's 2 squads here. There's like a squad to 2 squads, 12 plus, right? And it just... Lambda is one of these bases where... you know, you run from the spawner, you got 2 options. The TR can camp the spawn rooms, no one can really spawn in. The best way to come at it is come out from behind. So the VS, if they want to save Lambda, you go back to like Hunter's Blind or Cairn Station, especially Cairn Station because you can get large vehicles like heavy tanks and whatnot. Drive up, you kill off the spawn sunder, which we see on the map is on the western southern edge, then you can deploy and you can get into the capture point. There's nobody defending Lambda here.
See, now what I would do with the TR is, since they're on such an offensive, I would push tack and storage to take Root House and cut off the stupid fire of the tech plant.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think
Save
that's going to be the
tack
best way.
But the thing is, the VS are doing huge numbers on those 2 lanes. So maybe, maybe just maximize your pressure. Like, see, if you take Lambda, that opens up Hunter's Blind, or Ewok Village #2, Construction Site Sigma, and Nanite Relay. You can go straight to the Warp Gate with small bases here. There's no other blocker stopping you anymore if you get this.
I'm going to check out Fort Drexler, see what's going on over there.
Yeah, there's nobody coming to Lambda. Ixtab Amp Station. There you go. 3 minutes. TR's going for it. It's been saved. Genesis Terraforming. That is another large... Now, here's another thing about it. See, when you're going for a large outpost like Genesis Terraforming, keep the numbers under 12. So the enemy doesn't know how many you have. Because it could be 2 guys, it could be 12 guys. Grab the 3 capture points, let the base slowly tick. Wait for the enemy to send defenders. Once the enemy sends, like, say, a squad of defenders or 2 squad of defenders, you then counter-reinforce with, like, 3 squads of attackers. And that way you keep them off balance and momentum.
See... TR have now taken B and C, and they're about to retake A points. So I think the VS have been pushed off Fort Drexler.
Okay.
I don't think they're taking this anytime soon.
TR's
but they're
got
still
3 points.
pouring in forces here for some reason.
Drexler's 3, maybe they just, you know, blockheaded trying to go for the same thing, but Drexler, the VS are spawning into the spawn room, which the TR can anticipate, and they're watching. None of the VS are spawning into Drexler are going to the vehicle pad, which is over there, and pulling like a deploy sunder. The deploy sunder can drive round and can deploy on the Charlie point. That gives them a secondary spawn point to grab one of the caps. They don't need to brute force their way into A.
They have got Sunday deployed, but it's on the other side of the mountain of C point, which is kind of pointless, to be honest.
What, the VS?
The VS, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's so far away from the point, they've got to go into the tower to come back on themselves. If they put it on the south side, they're able to just easily walk in. But they've just put the Sundays so far away. Doesn't make sense.
So how many people did they dump here? 60%. Did they take... Alright, so Ixtab died off. That's why they were able to redeploy.
So, they have like a little armor formation on the hill.
At Drexler?
At Drexler, to the northeast.
I need to check this out.
I don't understand what it's doing here. It makes no sense why they're just shooting air.
Anti-air. So they've got proxy ammo. They don't have proxy repair. Maybe they think TR's, and they've got, well, okay, so the deploy sunder actually is great for running into Charlie. So that's useful. But the thing is, they don't have any of the capture points. They're just dead population not doing anything. TR's like, alright, fine, we're just going to leave.
There is literally a squad, or maybe two, just here doing nothing.
That's at least 6 people. At least 6 people. 7 for the other lightning, 8 for that one. Yeah, okay, so it's 8 people at least in moving vehicles. That's assuming it's one driver doing the gunner role as well.
And they are slowly pushing into C point, but there's 3 or 4 guys and a couple more coming in who are just getting farmed by some TR.
It's like
It's just like a rogue squad.
Of the 200 versus 200, it's like 90% of the map has been fought over by like 12 people. And, and like 10% has like 190 people or 180 people just fighting there. Like, so there's 2 infantry right now for the VS going for Zot's Northguarding, and now there's 2 TR moving up as well. It's just a small little infantry fight. The thing is, if you were attacking Zot's North Garden, you can actually drive Sunders up around onto the capture point. You can get double Sunders on the capture point, which means your squad can spawn in, you can do double proxy rep, you can have a blockade Sunder that's got extra armor with extra anti-infantry guns like those Kobold variants, and you can be here and you can stall this base out, but they're just doing it with infantry, and there's nobody here defending. It's not like it's a contested base line on the tech plant where you're fighting into TR. So they could bring these vehicles in the first 2 minutes and be uncontested.
So the VS have actually pushed Zot's Northguard, and there's a 1 minute cap on that.
Zot's Northgarden, there's accusations of hacking going on in chat.
Really?
Yeah, there's one TR guy running around, one VS guy killing all the TR, but whether that's actually something, I don't know. But the VS is grabbing it. Yeah, there's a lot of latency, that's for sure. Alright, so here comes TR, Valkyrie, sort of QRF on the capture point. They take down the VS heavies that are here, and that's a save. And I tell you, if you were 2 heavy assaults and only 2 heavy assaults, and you had 2 proxy rep Sunders with anti-infantry plastering guns, that would have been 10 times harder for the TR to do something about. Alright, so
I don't really understand what's going on. Like, why did they attack Zot's North?
Genesis terraforming has been saved. Cairn Station is being contested. Hunter's Blind is being heavily fought for, but the TR just missed it. I missed that. Attack on storage. Oh wow, 60 seconds, but they're out pop. Let's go check that one out. I really want to cover like the center and eastern parts, but all the fighting like this is happening in the extreme west here.
Yeah.
Okay, so TR is heavily outnumbered, but they have the upper balcony. Somebody is pumping a lot of smoke. Oh, they've got a Marauder Harasser up on the cap point. That's going to be a big impact here.
Anti-infantry weapons are banned from the mech. All anti-infantry weapons from the mech are banned.
Yeah, so that's somebody doesn't know the rules or doesn't pay attention or doesn't care if you're losing just using that stuff.
So this Marauder is making a huge difference, and that's why
you can just look down. He can just plaster the doors. He can plaster the staircase coming up. Has a permanent engineer on the capture point. This is force multipliers in a nutshell.
So the VS are pushing in slowly. 15 seconds on the cap. There is 2 harassers up here.
2 of them? I thought
is it going to be enough for them to hold?
No, they're light assaulting up, but the thing is the harassers can run people over.
They're pushing.
Look, the harassers are just going back and forth.
3,
look, they even
2.
blew up on the guys and they ran them over.
There you go. Wow.
It's like, oh look, there's 10 guys running up the stairs, afterburner boost straight into them.
Yeah.
Oh look, the other one's still doing it!
That backside.
He's still up! Somebody's actually used the balloons.
Man.
Somebody's put him up for that marker on the top, you know, the revenge thing. It costs money to put a marker on something like that. Okay, so the VS gets here, but they've lost the base. Now they don't have the spawn logistics, they don't have a spawn sunder. TR respawns in from because they got the spawn building, and now it's just going to be a case of picking off the defenders. And the thing is, the VS now has to hold this for 4 minutes, but they don't have sunders, they don't have... Like, the TR is only defending this actively for 2 minutes, so the VS now has to defend this for the 4 full minutes.
I'd be surprised if the TR are able to push into here, but...
No, they'll get it, because it's VS infantry only. Like, TR
it's like such a good base to defend from, that's the biggest thing with this base.
Right, but yeah, the thing is, the VS has no spawns, okay? So when you start softening them up, that's difficult. If the TR is really desperate, because they got 4 minutes, they can bring up fresh multiplier, you know, an extra harasser. Oh, the VS does have a spawn sunder on the entrance of the rear garage. although somebody's in the gun giving away its position, but ultimately that's where it is. So they do get fresh numbers coming in. While this is going on, TR push Gahanen's fully saved. Massive fight going at Gahanen Southern Crossing. In fact, they're going to take that in 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's a huge fight. Oh, my neck.
But the TR's got them off the point. There's barely any TR whatsoever on the capture point. Deployed Sunder, stealth at cap. They're just camping the spawn room. So there's no way the VS is going to do this.
Is so many TR ESFs, and I have not seen one VS ESF since the start.
Ooh, so the NC have got a deployed Sunder stealth close to the capture point on the south side rather than the north side. But the TRC, no, so the VS. But the TR, sorry, has like motion. We saw them coming, so everyone just turned around and just ganked them up. So counter push by Miller on TR, pushing back down on that extreme western lane. Attack on storage, dude. The number is 48 to 96. All right, so the VS is probably going to take this because they're dumping a huge amount of people. But Cairn Station, 3.5 minutes. Oh, the Ziggurat was captured and we didn't even see it. The biolab is cut off. It means no one can redeploy in, so they have to fly in. So that's not going in.
Oh, that was a spooky one. That was alright, sneaky.
Yeah, alright, okay, so Eastern Substation has got 48 plus allies and they're going to go for that. But Ixtab Water Purification has got 2 squads of VS trying to take it back. But the AMP Station's under attack, so even if you take Water Purification, you need to save the AMP Station. Hunter's Blind, as I lose my voice, has been captured by the TR. I'm going to watch the center here because this is now the push of the warp gate. They need to save it, but they're already on the next base.
So the VS are still pushing into Southern Crossing. They have a Sunday at the back here, and they're still trying to push in towards the A point. The problem is the TR haven't left, and neither has the TR air. So they're just literally getting farmed as they're running towards the point.
Right,
it's such a bad position to attack from. It's so far away, and there's a little cover.
It's more spicy Miller names, but outfit names. But ultimately, right, so what we've got a Miller force. They've got a multiplier Volgu Sundra, so it's Volgu and Despa that's pushing the center line. That's their multiplier that's in the capture building, double anti-infantry. You see how it's kind of hidden off so that no one can get easy rocket shots on it and it can be repaired. Plus they're holding the high ground with the engineer extra cover on the turret. It means they can watch the capture point and it's a maximum disadvantage for the VS to come in here. And then if you check the population numbers, they're about 50-50, so they've got their spawn Sunder extra option in the back, so they can run in as well, not in the obvious locations. Hunter Blind, though, is an issue, because the thing is, the TR is getting attacked from all sides, because if they push up a single lane, they can be attacked from SRB Hydroponics. So if, for example, they had an infiltrator that was harassing Hydroponics, just so Hunter Blinds couldn't be capped, but to be seen whether or not the TR can save this. If they get Sigma, though, they're right knocking on the warp gate.
I think they're trying to push for maybe humiliation by like touching the warp gate. I'm not really sure, but they're certainly going for it. Maybe they're going to cut off the entire lane.
Here comes the alright. So okay, so the Sunder actually has another option because you've got people in it. This whole squad can spawn into the Sunder, so they don't even need to spawn on the deployed one outside. So it gives so many advantages. The VS are trying to rocket it down. It's still being manned, still got guns. Engineers trying to fix it. Half health on the Sunder, down to third health. He's trying to stay alive. Oh, he's going back and forth. He's jostling. He saw that heavy assault and it's down. Population numbers, 54% VS. So the TR can still spawn in, but I think they're going to get wiped off the capture point now.
So Hunter's Blind has been saved by the TR.
Yeah, there's a redeploy, yeah. One thing is, if the VS don't stay at construction site Sigma for 2 minutes and TR comes back immediately and just pushes them off or respawns in or the forces that are Hunter's Blind to redeploy into Sigma, that would give them the numbers they need to push Sigma, right?
So,
quick peek.
I'm interested that they haven't given one guy to go and ghost cap Zots North and the Biolab.
That would be,
I know they're taking Agriculture Lab, but there is one guy at Agriculture Lab, so he's going to push.
If he just does it, goes Biolab, grabs the points, goes Zots, and then just leaves. So VS counter pushing at Zeeston Substation, 2448 uncontested, but Nettlemeyer 2448. But TR, oh my god, I need to check Nettlemeyer. Are they cheesing this? If there's not like 3 Sunders on Nettlemeyer Big Tree, I'll be disappointed. TR, I am disappointed. You can drive, right? So if you come over here, you can actually drive Sunders up this kind of bridge section here, and you can get Sunders into this base point. And because it's such a narrow choke point, you can splash the main entries. But I guess they don't need to do that because it's uncontested. But this is the perfect time to set up these multipliers when it is uncontested, so that if they do redeploy in, you can stop it. So the actual territory score is 68 to 29. And oh dude, the thing hasn't updated again. Your score overlay, Nico. I think it's not updating.
Yeah, you have to like redo the overlay, like just open it again and press OK again and it refreshes. I don't know why it's doing that.
Alright, well thanks chat for updating me there. I don't know what the deal is. We'll have to talk to Poonanners there. I'm using a different overlay system today compared to the last one.
Right.
Well, so Melmar's going to go through, which means it's a push up to the Macalla tech plant.
Currently, there seems to be a fight at Khan Station. 62% VS, 38% TR.
Nah, we need to watch the center here because they've gone back to the construction site, Sigma. So the thing is, the VS needed to stay here and defend, and then push back against Hunter's Blind. And there comes our little multiplier Sunder.
They are... TR are capping Ixtab water purification and Ixtab amp station. Pretty much uncontested.
The biolab's flipping now on Zots, and you can expect probably Zots Guard to come next. Ixtab water purification 1 to 12. The VS have abandoned Eastern Substation or were pushed off by the force that was at Nettlemire. Ixtab amp station, they are slightly outnumbered, but they're kind of pushing it down. Fort Drexler, small harassment. Gannon, Southern Crossing, large VS forces trying to counter push there again. They also see a large fight going on at Cairn Station.
I'm not really sure. I'm at Cairn Station now, and I'm not really sure what the TR are doing. I think this is maybe like a
harassment, just to keep it ticking.
Yeah, because they're up in the hills above Sea Point. I don't know what they're doing up here. Like, are they trying to get round to Sea Point?
Oh my god, the TR is actually driving the Sunder up to the spawn room.
Oh, so they're just jumping down the mountain right now to try and take the Sea Point. I think they're just trying to keep the, like I say, trying to keep the timer going just to harass them to pull some of their forces. The problem with Cairn Station is the VS have like redeployed a huge force at Cairn Station for like no reason at all.
Hunter's Blind has been saved. Construction site Sigma with this multiplier Sundra, and the forces that are here is going to go through.
20 seconds, yeah. Oh wow. $11 seconds on the timer.
Oh, and Shrimpy's here as well, so yeah, any people. Right, well, this is it. Sigma's going to go down. That means SRP Nanite Relay is up for contention. And this is ultimately this is where it really kind of matters, because the VS are trying to cut them off at Hunter's Blind. The TR can honestly choose to sacrifice all lanes and they could brute force down here. And if they cut off the warp gates, then they could recapture everything they wanted. Now they don't need to do that because they're still winning pretty easily, and it's not like a mad gas desperate affair. But you know, it's.
I think they're doing it. They're gonna do it. They're gonna switch both lanes as soon as they take relay station. They're gonna warp gate them. You watch. They're gonna just redeploy everything.
Yeah,
and
Hunter's
cut them off
Blind.
both sides.
But the thing is, Hunter's Blind needs to keep being saved, and it is being saved. But the VS, the problem is they're still on that eastern area lane.
Yeah.
So this is a base that's got a little kind of cavern area. There we go.
Oh, okay. So the VS are actually on point, and they have a Valkyrie here. So the TR have got their work cut out to try and get back to point and save it.
They will be the cut-off themselves, that's true.
So if they don't... Okay, they are pouring in now.
Double Valks, beacons... Oh, what the Valkyrie? Why'd you jump out? Why'd you lose it? Like, if you have close-air support on that Valkyrie, you can keep hovering and you can just spam that particular area.
So... TR pushing... It doesn't look like there's a lot of VS here. I know there's a few beacons, but they've got more Spitfires than infantry here.
He's using rockets. Oh, the VS have got maxes. I think they're using...
Okay, they've brought 2 Valkyries in, but
60
they
seconds to go.
Really don't know how to fly.
Yeah, but this is the thing. The TR, right, can do the same. I wouldn't necessarily redeploy into the space and fight my way through the VS. Go to where there's an air terminal. Now, admittedly, that could be quite difficult, because that's probably Nason's Defiance is the closest place for an air terminal. Because you can fly a Valkyrie right on the capture point and drop your 6 guys in.
They are just going to ruin their plans by by not defending Hunter's Blind. Where is the TR?
Well, the TR's got 1 to 12
30
minutes.
seconds
and
left.
Then backed off. Alright, so where's the rest of the VS? The VS are at Ganon, Southern. The Drexler's still harassment. You see Ixtab isn't got large numbers. TR's trying to do Genesis. They've got quite a few people pushing Mulak as well. I guess just a slow, gradual grind. I mean, let's be clear here. We still have an hour left in the Smash. We could end it in the next 10 minutes, or we could just totally go where we are now.
So, 13 seconds. They're about to get all their bases cut off. Or at least the construction site. 6 seconds. TR are nowhere in sight. They don't really care about this base at the minute. I'm not actually sure where the rest of the TR pop is. Oh, okay. They're actually trying to attack Khan Station. They're still pushing down that eastern flank, though. And Genesis terraforming as well. I'm going to shoot over there. Because Hunter's Blind has just been cut off the other bases.
Something about the overlay system isn't refreshing when it becomes active. It's not detecting the changes, but if you have it open in your web browser, it is active. So yeah. I may change the way I grab it. Rather than a browser source, I might take it just from a Firefox window grab instead.
So I'm at Genesis terraforming. TR have got 2 points. It's a 10-minute timer though. They need that extra point.
Well, they're counter pushing yet the Hunter's Blind. Cairn Station. Yeah, it's kind of going. Oh, Fort Drexler though, a lot of pressure there. They might actually take it on 2 minutes 20 if they get enough people over.
So TR have got 2 Sundays actually inside on the top of Genesis terraforming. One of them is a stealth Sunday working as a spawn point over here, actually up top of the stairs.
I'm gonna fix the scoreboard system while I look at Genesis, so you can go ahead and chat if you like for about a minute or two.
I kind of do hope. I just want the TR to push through Hunter's Blind and then push and try and warp gate them. I think it would be really, really fun to watch them try and do that, because it will be such a massive Zulu from both sides to try and sort of defend what they've got and hold what they've got. Because if they do cut them off, they're going to lose a hell of a lot of territory. Khan Station is going to be taken by the TR at the minute. If they continue to push.
Oh, I've got the elevator bug. I just hear the audio. Hold on a second.
I really like Khan Station. I think it's a well-rounded base to defend from. But it's also fun to attack because there's lots of defense from the tower itself. You know, the points are far enough away from the actual tower to be able to give good fights. I do feel though that the anti-infantry turrets should probably be removed from the towers. I think they're a little bit too much. Never really agreed with base turrets in Planetside. Like, they were fun at the start of the game, but now they're kind of just a cheese platform to get easy kills from.
Well, now the scoreboard system, I'm grabbing it straight from web browser rather than a CLR browser input, so we should have an accurate score system that actually updates itself. Because that would be great.
27 to 71.
Oh, SRP Nanite Relay, they're staying with it. Cut off, but that doesn't matter. They're going to go with it.
So, TR, I've got a 2-minute timer. They don't have a point because that's in the tower. But I think the TR are going to be taking Khan Station. Now, it'd be interesting to see whether the rest of the VS try and redeploy and hold what they've got. But they've just... Oh my god, mate. There's 75% VS at Ganon Tech Plant. They will not leave that tech plant alone.
What?
I don't know.
That's insane.
What are they doing over there?
Alright, so the fact is, Sigma hasn't been contested. The VS... Oh, they don't have an active cap point because Hunter's Blind is still contested, so that's why they can't go there. But SRP Nanite Relay, fresh reinforcements can't spawn in.
They're trying to cut off a Bittle Biolab. That's why they're going Khan Station.
Yeah, that would cut off the... Yeah, that would cut off the whole western side. So that would cut off Cairn, it would cut off Drexler, it would cut off Cannon Tech. Once you get rid of the spawn options, that just... Yeah, it kills it dead. If you can get Nanite Relay, yeah, you'd go for Whispering Pass and you just dump there. Because it doesn't matter if you're cut off, you've cut off the enemy.
Genesis terraforming. 100% TR pop here.
Really?
think
Oh,
it
wow.
was.
No, and that's...
Oh, 61%, sorry.
Oh, my
I
God.
might have
So,
said 100%.
cut off territory captures. This is just insane. I don't know what I'm watching here. This is not a usual ServerSmash, that's for sure.
So the VS are still scrabbling to try and get in there and hold Genesis terraforming. They have got a Sunday in the attacker's vehicle bay, like of all things. The defenders have a Sunday in the attacker's vehicle bay. Okay, that's a new one.
Oh, they went for 4 fingers. They didn't go for Whispering Pass. And Hunter's Blind is being... How is that being captured by the TR when there's so many VS there?
45 seconds now on the timer. The VS are pushing out of the spawn room,
Yeah,
trying to get onto
No, they've got it.
A-point.
Yeah, well, Hunter's Blind is saved by the VS. I mean, there's so many people here, it's insane. Genesis, as you correctly say, is finally going to go down. This is how long it should take to take a large outpost, right? I mean, the fact is, you remember slightly up north here, Bravata PMC? That's the same as Genesis. It should take like half an hour to cap these bases. It shouldn't go in like 2 minutes.
So Genesis terraforming, once they take that, they cut off 2 more bases, Ixtab, Amp Station, and Southern Pass from the VS. It's gonna offset their bases by another 3 once they do this. 4 seconds on the timer. VS are struggling, still trying to get the points. B is contested, but
Nope.
it's too little, too late.
Done the TR proud today.
I don't know,
And
with
they just cut
1
them.
hour remaining. 1 hour remaining.
Wow. I
Oh
can't
my
believe
God.
this map.
the tech plant is... Okay, now here we go. Whispering Pass 1224 and a stealth cap going at 4 fingers. So the Whispering Pass is the real fight. This 4896 at Ganon will not make any difference as soon as that gets cleared once. Because if they take the base, or even if they don't take the base, they can spawn in the local adjacent hex. They can spawn on Sunders, and you can spawn in beacons and Sunders. You cannot spawn in buildings of a base that you own if it does not have a continuous link to the warp gate. So what the TR are doing here is playing tactically for the warp gate. Getting Whispering Pass cuts off the VS. At this point, the VS realistically should give up on the bloody tech plant and defend their warp gate, because that is more important.
So the VS are still trying to take back Genesis terraforming. Or at least their pop is still here, running around.
So TR have got themselves a Stealth Sunder on the back point of A, gives them some really good spawn options, and they're holding the upper ground, so they're not actually holding the camp point itself, but they've got some good cover, got some engineered cover. There's a max with anti-pounders, that's anti-max stuff, and they're just expecting the VS to come in, which, here enough, here they come.
So there's a single guy trying to take Genesis
A quick
terraforming for
reminder,
whatever
some
reason.
team has 0% territory control. They lose the game.
Yeah, so what he's basically saying is, if
You get
in
more
60
games.
seconds, if 4 fingers goes through, and then 2 minutes the Whispering Pass goes through, game's over, done.
It's absolutely crazy. I still can't believe they're trying to take Ganon Tech Plant. I can't quite understand it. They need to get their forces back on their front lines. Ganon Tech Point is not what they need to be attacking right now. They just need to admit that the tech plant is lost and stop attacking
It
it.
kind of goes back to what we were talking about before. You've got a collection of people from a server miller who have done a lot of smashes and a lot of experience, and all you need is a couple of people who know how to do stuff, right? To kind of like lead the herd of players, or how to play it, how to tactically, where to push. Because when you're a squad member, if you're told to go fight in this place, what does it matter? You go fight at that place. But it's telling it where to go and when to do. That's the backbone you need. And it doesn't feel like the Chinese guys, realistically speaking, are on point here. All 4 fingers is going through, and the TR are dropping pop everywhere.
So the VS tried to take the
4 fingers, 3 seconds. And this
So
shows another thing. It shows logistic support. The TR is able, wow, they just cut off the whole eastern side of the map. The TR logistically was able to move population into 4 fingers, even though they were cut off. That's something the VS simply wasn't able to do.
So the VS did manage to overload the Jenny, but TR managed to cancel that out, and they're resecuring the tech plant now.
Oh my God.
They still are pouring. They still are pouring popping. They're coming from the southeast side again, trying to push in the same way they've been attacking the base every time now. There's a huge firefight going on.
Is there a rule about capture all the tech plants, you win the game? Is someone not telling me this?
Yeah, maybe. So, Four Fingers has gone through and they've cut off the entire east flank. Not that the VS really cared about it, but that's a lot of bases that they've just lost. 10 to 74.
When you get more compacted and you condense into fewer lanes, because remember we were talking about there were 8 lanes, up to 10 lanes at one point. So how do you organize your force? Like, do you have one platoon? Do you have like 4 platoon leaders and then they have to like juggle the forces over 8 lanes, or do you have 8 platoon leaders who each have 2 squads each, and then they hold each lane individually and they have their own responsibility? So there's less like overthinking in a few people, and then you can maximize, you know, lane adjacency in that sense. So, what I'm asking is do the Chinese have enough leaders here, really?
I don't know what's going on. They really need to just pull all of their forces.
Is there basically one Zerg fit on China side, right, which says, nah, we're going to go for the tech plant, sack you guys. That's it.
Planetside couldn't cope, man. It's just crashed. Couldn't deal with the massacre.
2 minutes 30, but TR saving the tech. Four Fingers is still there, 1 minute till base save and nanite. Whispering Pass is saved and defended by the VS, and they are defending that, so that's holding the whole western flank of Hunter's Blind. TR are going to reconnect their territory in a minute, so we got to go check that out. Yeah, TR's up to 74%. Here we go. So the VS are trying to come in from the spawn room, and no one's necessarily flying into the capture point, but I don't know, man. I don't know how, because this is a cut-off territory, so the VS can't bring in extra numbers. They can't spawn in, as it were. They have to fly. You know, the numbers are here. Only the numbers are going to be. You're going to have to fly over. So the VS, big population dump on Nanite Relay Station and Four Fingers. TR are not going to warp gate them. I think they've realized the importance of Whispering Pass, even though they've got population there. And this, tell you what, as soon as the Hunter's Blind goes, then TR is able to redeploy into Four Fingers and Nanite Relay as well. So that's interesting. And all these other bases are going through as well. All this cut-off territory, the TR is just slowly gobbling up.
Right. So they're still trying to push tech plant. They really need to pull their forces out and start pushing the east flank. They need to retake Four Fingers.
The facility is ours.
Wow, these outfit names. Most of the VS have actually pulled it. I mean, they've got dead population of 4. I call it dead population, but it would reconnect what's left of the eastern territories. But that's still 2 minutes to go. All the TRs now are reconnected. They can now redeploy from Hunter's Blind into SRP Nanite Relay. Like, the fact is, they can't even re-attack Hunter's Blind because SRP Hydroponics is ticking from Genesis. So that's going to go through in 2 seconds, and the VS can't redeploy into these bases either, which is how the China side has been playing this. They haven't been flying, they haven't been using logistics, they haven't been moving people. They've been redeploying to bases, and with cut-off bases, that prevents their ability to do that. So, yeah, all of these bases, they're going to have to... TR can just slowly start chipping away and taking. Oh man, and Alright, so the Four Fingers is still an issue. SRP Nanite Relay, that's been taken. Whispering Pass, that is like, we want this, but no TR there. I think they're saving what they have before they apply maximum pressure. So let's go check out Four Fingers.
So, VS there's still a few VS SRP, but that's definitely a wipe.
We can still win this.
They're just trying to push out of the vehicle bay, but there's certainly not enough here. Oh, Cheese Sunday incoming. Cobalt Sunday is going to farm the Spawn Sunday. That is a wipe. Once they secure SRP in 1 minute 20, they're going to be pushing Whispering. The TR are also defending Four Fingers.
Yeah, but it's the VS are still getting it. Oh no, alright, okay, never mind. The Spawn Sunder from the VS went down because the TR bought their own Sunders. They've got their own Spawn Sunder now to get over here. That's an open exposed capture point on Four Fingers.
Oh man, there's a lot of pop here.
Oh, they've actually brought in a Mag Rider with anti. Oh, he's stuck though, I think. Yeah, I don't see how the VS can hold this for 60 seconds because the TR are on the cap point.
Oh, got a PPA mag rider here. They're pushing towards the point. 4 fingers and they're retaking it.
Yeah. Well, the mag rider's got himself unstuck and he's trying to do what he can with his anti-infantry splammer, and then the VS are coming in with infantry and they're counters, so they've obviously got a Sunder to the north, and you can just see this moving tide of purple dots on the minimap.
They're bringing in Valkyries. They're bringing in Valkyries to A point at 4 fingers, the VS.
Oh yeah.
They're dropping a hell of a lot of pop here, but they're getting hit by the trees and they're not quite making it in a minute.
No, they all just dropped out of the Valkyries. They're not using them. This is another example of what's the difference between the TR Miller and the China side VS Thunder. The TR will bring their Valkyries, they'll drop people out of the Valkyries, but then they'll still keep like a gunner or something to spam with a close-air support gun. So TR is basically stalling this. What's going on at Whispering Pass? Is it ticking down? Just started right now with 65% TR. So 4 fingers, if 4 fingers can be saved for an extra 60 seconds, it means that Whispering Pass would go through before the VS could get 4 fingers back. So this, what basically is going down to 0% population is the triggering factor. So if the TR can get up to a 1 minute left to save, that means it would take the VS 3 minutes to capture the base. But while that's going on, Whispering Pass currently is 3 minutes 20. So as soon as this goes, we're reaching about this critical point now in 15 seconds. In 15 seconds, I reckon, Whispering Pass, send everyone. The entire TR force goes to Whispering Pass, you win the game. So it's whether or not the FC is on board and he knows that's how to win the game here. Right, 120. Okay, that's it.
They're holding 4 fingers. They're pushing Whispering.
There's no point now. They don't need to. If send everyone to Whispering Pass and you win the game, because they can't capture 4 fingers quick enough. So TR just sends everyone to Whispering Pass and that's it. Send your entire 200-man force. Leave Ganon, leave the Cairn, leave Drexler. Look, dude, there's 24 to 48 people on Drexler ghost capping it. What am I looking at?
I guess the Chinese are salty.
Alright. 2 minutes 20 now on the cap. The 4 fingers are still going through. It's not going to be saved. Right, the VS needs to save this base or this ends now. Oh man, and I think they're aware of that. Population numbers has spiked. They've got slightly more than 50%.
I can't move.
Increase your speed and try sugar.
Show me what you're made of.
I mean, this is brutal stuff. The VS have saved this. The TR doesn't need to be like, so clearly I don't know if the FC has chosen to do this, but nobody's actually moved over to Whispering Pass. Like, they just need to, oh wow, they counter pushed them though. Is the populations going up? No, just the TRs are, you know, it's the distance to the spawn room. The TR have a spawn sunder right outside the capture point, which is much, much closer than the actual spawn room. The VS have spotted the spawn sunder, however. He's driven right past it. He probably had the intention to deploy there himself. But now that it's known, oh, there's even a Prowler defending that sunder. And oh, look at this, Galaxies, the Air Force, Valkyries.
The
like,
TR just already.
TR's turning up. Yeah, they know this is it. And then they should all... Yeah, look at this, 96 plus. The numbers are spiking. TR's going for the throat. This is it. The VS has 48 to 96 at Fort Drexler. And 24 to 48 at Ganon. It's just like, no, that, maybe they don't want to fight.
Why they're there.
Maybe they don't want to fight, maybe they're salty, maybe they don't want to do it, whatever, but the fact is, if it comes to winning this game, it's right here, it's that capture point, it's the next 60 seconds, you gotta get it, otherwise you're never gonna save it in 2 minutes. So we're about to enact the mercy rule now.
Need to massively deploy Galaxies and just get in here.
That takes too long. And with the Air Force here, they'll bombard them. See, the problem is, you have to run from the spawn room. Look at the spawn room.
They're right next to the warp gate. They can do this.
Look at the spawn room. It's exposed.
I know,
They're running in the open into flaming mosquito nose guns.
This is crazy.
The TR even has the high kind of balcony ground just picking on them, and this is how you take a base. Oh man.
They need to stop pushing.
Oh, there's even a Sunder there! The Sunder flew in!
They need This is crazy.
Oh,
Look
he just
at them all
ran
just
over.
inside the spawn room.
And the thing is,
You can't sit in there.
you can say, well, the Sunder blew up and died. Yeah, but it bought 20
Stopped
seconds
him.
of time.
Oh man, they are getting wrecked. They're just taking res nades, pushing in, and the mozzies are just cleaning up. "48 seconds.
Stay frosty. This fight is all but won.
Well, my fears at the beginning have somewhat been realised. Thunder China side doesn't quite have the organisation, the meta, the know-how, or the game mechanics to take on an experienced ServerSmash team. There's no cheese, there's no logistics, there's no moving from A to B. It's a little bit live servery, mass zerg tactics. But even then, what was going on with the entire eastern flank being abandoned?
I don't know. I really don't know what was going on. So the VS are trying to push, but there's just not enough. 15 seconds left. This is going to be the end of the match.
Oh, there's
10
even
seconds.
a harasser. There's a harasser in the capture building with a
Yeah.
kobold.
They're trying res nades and they're trying to push. 4 seconds. They're pouring in.
And they're
but
not even
it's
in
too
the
little too late.
building. And then there's a multipliers in the building.
End of match.
The facility is ours.
God. That's it. That is it.
That's it. 26 kills on the top of the scoreboard. 19, 23, and 18.
100%.
Highest for VS was 5.
To VTR. Congratulations to Milan.
Well, that was the end of that.
Dude, that was brutal. That was brutal. And they're still fighting, and they're still going to harass, and I hope that there's a map
Yeah.
freeze. There isn't a map freeze, there's no admin, but the score is 82.
82 to nothing.
I could jump on an admin account. Had I known there was no admin on, I would have done the admin account, but no matter. Well, there you go. That's it. Do we have any English-speaking FCs for the China team?
Yes, I...
If you would be so kind as to ask for the
Area is restricted.
Can please both FC join the mainstream channel?
What a final map to look at. I haven't seen that in a long while.
well, I haven't seen that yet for a while. I think when teams start suffering or there's an earth thing, it gets dumped. Well, hello there, everyone.
Hello.
So at
Welcome.
least a happy match, though we lose, but lose is lose.
That is true. So, I guess, why don't you tell us, how would you like to be announced? Pele Motong?
Yeah,
Have you-
me. For one of my FC told me that he saw at least 3 TR Max use AI weapons in them.
That can be looked at in the stats layer. We got the stats. We saw it in the
don't
VS
know,
as well.
and yeah. So, what I want to say is, I can't get control of their mind, and they think Miller break the rules, and they do it as well. I don't think it's right, but
Okay.
I'm sorry, but I'm sorry about it. But I
Well, look, we will look into the stats. Don't worry about it. We'll look into the stats. We'll see what was happening and that type of thing, and we'll go into that. But in terms of the gameplay, right? Like, if we can go back to the very beginning, we were watching the opening play. We noticed that Thunder played really hardcore on Jahari Cove, right up to the Ganon Tech Plant, and was also fighting Tac and Storage at Fort Drexler. So maybe you can tell us why the thinking was we want to take these two bases, but it seemed like the whole eastern lane, Fallbridge Chemical, Bravata PMC, that wasn't really defended that much. What was going on there? Maybe you could tell us an insight.
sorry, but I can answer this question. For I am not Force Commander. They do the our 3 Force Commander do the decision, and just though I'm the Link Man, but I'm just a soldier.
Okay,
Yes,
okay. So all right, let me ask you then, Chef K. What was your game plan at the beginning? Like, what was your tactics? What was your ideas? Where were you going to go for? What were you hoping for in the opening play?
So the basic plan for us was quite simple, considering far eastern and far western lane would be able to be cut off. We focused first on Tac on storage, Huracan secure, and Woodmania C. Huracan secure and Woodmania C to try to just surround Nascence and don't be needed to dump on it. But Chinese did, so we had to reply on it. By the way, so we finally dumped there as well. And yeah, because just Nascence and Huracan being neutral, so we had to be around there as much as we can. And
Did you
yeah,
expect the tech plan at Ganon to be so heavily contested? Because for a time it felt like the map had 90% of the map had 10% of the population, and then just Ganon had everybody.
Yeah, to be honest, absolutely not. And I think even in Miller, we never expect that huge push, constant huge push on Ganon tech plans. It was really surprising. And even after being wiped, it just came back from nowhere, like sounds like, because always we said, okay, now it's clean, just move out and try to take that Tac on storage and Tac on secure and not Tac on storage, right? And reach out this theory to cut that off and finally kind of secure the Ganon lane. But each time after only 1 minute and a half, they were already back on points, and so we always had to send people over there. So it was pretty annoying, to be honest. So it was good play for the first time. I mean, for the first and two push, but maybe Chinese try too hard on it. I mean, missing
Yeah,
about
and
the other lanes. So
for this time, we also, as you can see, we have no Air Force.
so I wasn't sure about that because I was sitting in the air platoon
we
and
don't have a specific Air Force squad or someone like that. I don't know why actually, but
So can I ask then, like how many did Miller bring? Like, how much was your dedicated Air Force to do, Chef?
we had 25 people in the air platoon, totally dedicated to it, and they 96% of the time they doing ground pounding. So, and it was also I wanted to ask that to Motong, because we didn't see any air platoon, but now I have my answer. So
this this is actually based on this time when we organized this team, some of the aircraft player do not attend. I don't know why, but it's not their fault, of course.
yeah, don't worry, that happened to all. I mean, we are all aware
Yeah,
about the
I
issue you had to prepare this match. So
yeah, I predict. I do think we.
Okay, here's a question for you, Montong, okay? Chef K, I'm going to ask you first, and then Montong, you can listen to Chef K's answer, maybe trying to answer and give it an equivalent. Chef, what was your force structure today? Did you have FCs, AFC, an air lead? How many platoon leaders did you have? What was your kind of force composition? What was the structure you had coming into this game?
So we had one FC, and after we had 6 platoon leaders, including the air platoon one. So we have 6 ground platoons, almost same number for each, and each one has a dedicated lane. Oh, it's hard to say in English. My gosh, it's a dedicated lane. So we had one for Ganon, of course, one for Cairn Station for Drixler, one Huracan secure story. Yes, Huracan secure Gunedam, and then pushing to Warp Gate. One would Monday ACX tab, one on Bunker, and one far west one. But almost all the time, because of that Ganon push, they were very few time only on their main lane. So it was just, okay, they are responsible of their lane, but they were not really fighting on it.
And I guess the question to yourself, Montong, do you know what the force composition of the China side, like, was there like one leader? Did you have like platoon leaders, that type of stuff?
So we have three force commander, and each commander have 60 people. And I myself actually lead a special force squad, 20 for 20 people. And I think there, um, for one force commander um, for one for one um
Yeah.
one line or
That's oh,
Yeah,
from
one lane,
lane.
yeah.
Yeah.
from one lane, yeah, and maybe because some communication failure, so as you see, we actually give up the east line.
Yeah, because that
And
seemed
actually, yeah,
uncontrolled. Like no
that's
one was
probably
there.
that's probably because the communication failure. I
Gotcha.
think, yeah, and um, those who in Ganantech plant, I think it's
That's okay. Let me ask Nico then. Nico, do you have anything you want to ask? Anything kind of in your mind that's going on?
The problem is we don't have the force commander here, so
Okay.
a
Well,
lot of questions orientating towards them. But I really want to know why they pushed Jahari Cove. Like, it's kind of bothering me. Like, why they sent so many people from the platoon over there. It's I just can't get my head around
Well,
it.
let me ask you this, Montong, as well. Like, how many see the push in the south? Do you think that was maybe inexperience going for Johari Cove, or just because you really wanted to push down the south lane?
I think just because they really want to push that line.
And then, so the other question with Nico is, how many games has Thunder played so far, like practice or ServerSmash?
So the main part of the Thunder and Star server team is like the old Chinese side. For Chinese side just have one game against the German side. That is a 96 versus 96. And the only practice we have is on the February, the beginning of the February, we have a Chinese side internal, and that's 60 versus 60 versus 60 versus 60, three faction smash. But it's not on Hossin. Actually, it's on Isamir. And we do have go to Miller server and try our best to keep Hossin unlocked and do practice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, live is a bit different from Smash.
But it's still very different to the real Smash, and
Yeah, it live is different from Smash. Nico, do you got maybe one or two things you want to ask there?
For what?
I sent you a text in with TeamSpeak.
Oh, sorry. I can't see the team speak.
Okay, I'll ask the first one. So, do you think that China side Thunder can learn from this? What can be a very brutal experience? It can be very disheartening. Do you think Thunder will come back? They'll play maybe against Cobalt or Emerald or something, or maybe Break, something along those lines for a kind of follow-up game. And do you think you'll maybe learn from this experience, communication breakdown or understanding the mechanics or multipliers, that type of stuff? This is to Monton.
The first thing I want to say is we may not do any Smash in the following years for one of our main FCs was serious injured in a car accident before the Smash begins, and another thing is I think they are no longer interested in this kind of Smash, so I don't know whether they will do it again. For Ghost to contact me and discuss whether do a ServerSmash between Thunderstars and Cabot. And
what if you played with Connery? Would you think that might be something? If you like as a Connery group with people from Thunder?
First, the time difference is a huge problem.
Oh, of course.
Yes, Connery is a special server for it always on the peak, population peak all day long. Sure. Yeah, and Another problem is so. Yeah, the main problem, I think they are no longer interested in this kind of.
It's okay. Maybe there can be like a community smash, and maybe they can contribute in that sense, or play outside of a Thunder group, right? So
we do have somebody attend 2 or 3 times.
oh, there you go then.
Community smash, yeah, and do good.
Did you find it? Do you find this sort of thing enjoyable? Like, or did you find it more of a chore than anything? You know, you wanted to experience it, but you know, it's probably not your thing. That's why you don't want to do it again, or
No, it's
is it just the organization? Like, you just don't have that person with experience to lead you.
It's impossible to have no person in China. I just think they are not interested in it anymore.
All right. Well,
Right.
let's focus on. So, Chefke, I guess congrats are in order. You won, and it didn't seem like you played nice or gentle. Was the outset to be as standard Miller, as aggressive as possible, as cheesy as possible? I know Despa was cheesy as possible. The gameplay, was it just straight up be as competitive as you could be in this particular game?
So, how to explain that? So they were kind of two way in the preparation. First thing is, we thought, okay, it won't be that hard. Maybe it's like we thought maybe something like against the Korea side, and then we saw how Chinese were hyped and how they trained. People from the German side called us, yeah, just be careful because they can do quite good. So don't take it too easy at first. And then we saw them popping on Miller during last weekend, and we just thought, okay, so they are really hyped for that smash, and we just thought, okay, we have to be sure. So we are owning a crown. So you know, if you take things too easy, you can crush yourself. After the tournament in after the tournament in 2015, Cobalt just smashed Miller. What a shame it was. So it's always a risk when you have a crown and you have a match to don't do good and you underestimate your opponent. So
You
we
basically
have
you went
kind
in
of
prepared.
play like, okay,
Right.
we push for 70%, and after we will see. And after that, we just have some people, you know, want to warp gate as fast as possible. Some others don't want and join to bit. So
I was concerned about the whole 2 hours, thinking, Thunder's untested, and I don't know. You're gonna have a lot of time to get to the warp gate if you do that. So yeah, that was interesting. I mean, all right, let's go with parting shots here. Is there anything Chefke or Motong that you want to say to each other before me and Nico head off?
I just want to thank Motong and the Chinese to have the balls to challenge Miller, because all server didn't want anymore. So thanks for that, by the way.
So strong, Miller. Yes.
Yeah, it's something like 1 year and a half that Miller didn't show up. So
beyond the smash, I still want to thank Traffic lead Chinese players into Planetside battles. For without you, we won't have chance.
yeah, we can discuss that after.
Can I say, whose idea was it to come out of the tech plant after you resecured it, and then the VS like came back in? It was like, I think 3 or 4 times you went out of the Ganon tech plant, and then the VS then came in the other entrance, and then you had to come back in. It made a thoroughly enjoyable 20 minutes, but like, you eventually learned to go and kill the stealth Sunday and to stay on the point. Like, was that someone just trying to be quick and tactical, or?
Sorry, but I'm not focused on that point.
We're talking about Chefke.
Yeah, TR, sorry.
Yeah,
That was
the thing is Chinese. I don't know how much Sunday they are able to deploy around the base, but it's totally insane. So there is always one you finish by don't see,
and everyone spawns on it.
It was totally insane. We saw that on Miller as well. They just deploy tons of Sundays around the base, even on useless spots. But it makes them able to buy I don't know which way, just come back on point, and that was pretty massive. And maybe some people missed about that.
I wish those guys who deploy the Sundays are playing on Cobalt, because that would be really helpful.
Okay. All right, well, look, me and Nico are going to jump away. Thank you very much for talking to us, guys, Chefke and Montong, and I hope to see you guys again sometime.
Yeah, thanks to you guys for the stream.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Fara.
Okay, so that was interesting.
Yes, it was very interesting.
It is as I feared.
I think we didn't want it to happen, but
it was a
happened.
chance. Like it's like
Yeah.
whenever a new server comes into it, like when Briggs came in for the first time, or when the Crown team from Korea came in. When you come into the ServerSmash environment, it is different from live play. You can't redeploy spawn rooms. You can't just zerg everywhere. You can't just dump population. You got to be smarter about it. Miller got smashed for the first year and a half or something of ServerSmash, something along that line, until they finally got their act together and copied what Emerald was doing and then did it slightly better. And that's how they, they won their games and whatnot. So it takes time, dedication, patience, or just the desire to learn from your mistakes and then improve. What did we do wrong? Communication. Okay, how is our force composition? 60 people to one leader? That's too many people. Let's split it up, down. Things like that to make it easier. Like, and then when you're attacking a base, do we spawn in the spawn room or do we kind of do stealth thunders or other things? And then the Air Force. The Thunder side here agreed to the rule set of Miller, which means they agreed to air, and that's one of Miller's strengths. Choose to do what happened in the Community Smash. No Air Force, no Liberators, no ESFs, Empire Specific Fighters, just go with Valkyries and Galaxies. That would have made life so much easier for Thunder if they didn't feel that they could compete in those rules.
I think it would have been definitely. I think it would be different on the battlefield if they didn't have air to attack from the TR, because the TR air was so strong. They had 5 mozzies pummeling the spawn room along with the platoon. They just couldn't deal with the amount of thing. And I mean, yeah, they did kill a lot of mozzies. There was a lot of lock-ons, a lot of rocket launchers going left, right, and center, but they just kept coming back. They had a dedicated air squad, and they're so good at doing what they do because it's what they do every day. They farm enemies on the ground,
Yeah.
And with the fact that, I mean, how many scythes did you see after the first 10 minutes?
It's not there. After the open, and this is another thing, they would fly their Air Force in and then they just drop out their vehicle. They wouldn't try and stay and compete because, and I understand that's very difficult. If you don't have an Air Force to deal with an enemy Air Force, that's very, very challenging. So...
that's the thing with libs and galaxies. They can spawn libs and galaxies to kill mozzies. You've got pelters, you've got the shredder, you've got the bulldog, you've got everything to be able to shoot at enemy air and be competitive at the same time if you're not a very good pilot. It's just they didn't do that. So I mean, even the Valkyrie is very good. You sit 3 or 4 Valkyries against some ESFs, there's not really much they can do. So
yeah, well, anyway, the fact is, China came, they played against Miller. Miller, even though there was some hesitation that the fact that the team was inexperienced or new or lots of fresh blood, you just need that backbone to lead people where to go, what to do, and that's all it takes. And then the only thing you can further refine is the organization of how you attack at base. Like, what extra cheese do you bring? Which, in this particular instance, when you just mass zerg tons of people on tech plan, didn't necessarily need to show itself. You just kind of, grind it out. So that's us. That's the end of our ServerSmash. I guess we'd say thanks to everyone who watched, and hopefully people enjoyed A, playing, and B, taking part. I don't know when there's going to be another one, Nico, but when something comes along, I'm sure we can talk about it and maybe do this again.
I believe there is the Community Smash date, which is being set
in June sometime.
There's the date is up for a vote at the minute on the Community Smash Discord.
Well, there you go. So a few months and we can do that.
Yeah, I think it's around June, July. I think I saw some of the dates, but it's definitely in a few months, and that's the next one that's going to be planned. I think that's going to be the same, a 400 versus 400 again, Community Smash. Probably a different rule set. I think maybe they're allowing air into the next Community Smash, because obviously it was banned from the last one.
We'll see on the rules.
Be good.
Yeah, it was, because the thing is, unless you balance the teams well, it can tilt another way, and it's always very fun to watch a close game. And this game, even though it was kind of one-sided, it was still fun to watch those massive, counterintuitive mega plays on Ganon, which are like, you shouldn't be doing that. I like what you're doing, but you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah. I like the Ganon tech plant was definitely the highlight of today's. It was really great to watch, and that Zulu with both, platoons fighting across the point. Like, one goes in, one goes out, one goes in. It's just amazing to watch. But it's just a real shame that lack of experience and poor communication probably from the VS side have didn't
Well,
make it as contested as.
It's such a
as
highly
other
refined
matches.
game mode, isn't it? It's such like ServerSmash is such a niche game mode.
Yeah.
In Planetside itself, a niche game of this scale and of this complexity, that when you get hundreds of people playing, every little extra edge and how well do you play, how well you trained, how well is it, makes a huge difference on the outcome of the game. And until you get to, and it's like one small little difference, like the last community slash we had, one small difference meant that the red team was overpowering the blue team and was slowly gaining the edge. And it's very difficult to get two teams that are equally balanced, because a small edge then just gives you bases after base.
Yeah.
All right.
I just, I think if they did this again a few more times, I think things would improve a lot, because they're not bad players at the end of the day.
Yep.
And I don't think lag caused a lot of problems with the server at all, or the players. I just think it's lack of experience and a lack of experienced Force Commander as well.
Yep.
It's a shame that they don't want to do another one, but hopefully, like
We'll
we
see.
can see him in the next Community Smash.
It's
or
a fresh
whatever.
opened wound. I mean, so we'll see how that goes in. But ultimately,
Yeah.
that is the end of this Planetside stream. We're going to head off. You guys have a lovely evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in the world from watching. And I don't know about Nico, but I will be back personally to stream